Hey, what's up, you guys? I am back with another video. Today we are going to be doing a shepherd's pie my way. So first I'm going to start off with the vegetables. I cut them off camera. As you can see, I actually cut myself sharpening the knife. So I went ahead and cut it off camera. But we're going to put some onions. We're going to saute this first before we add the meat. And I'm actually going to do 3 different meats. Here we have the green bell pepper and the red bell pepper. Just gonna put a pinch of black pepper. Hopefully you guys can hear me because I have the fan on over the stove. We're gonna let these saute a bit. Kind of want these to get a little bit translucent. Once they get a little bit translucent, I'm going to take these out and then I'll start with the meat. So I'm going to go ahead and let these cook for about 10 minutes and I'll be right back with you guys. Okay, so I'm back. I went ahead and cooked the onions, red peppers, red bell pepper and green bell peppers. And I'm going to add that back to the meat mixture. One of the meats I'm going to use is the maple pork sausage. Also have 1 pound of ground pork. Don't worry, it's nothing you can't fix. Try to break this up. Let me turn the fan down. Forgot I had the fan on the oven. Hopefully you guys can hear me. You want to try to break this up as quick as you can. I'm going to add some onion powder. Here we have garlic powder and black pepper. Get this a bit mixed. to get the top from that. Rinse this off. So we're gonna let that go, but in the meantime, I like to cook the pork and the pork sausage and the ground pork together. Although we're gonna put it all together in the mixture that we're gonna create, and I'll cook the ground beef last. And here I have about 3 pounds of ground beef. So we're gonna let that go. We're gonna let that cook, and then I'll be back when I add the ground beef. Okay, so the ground pork is still cooking, but I wanted to show you guys a little trick if you ever have an issue with breaking up, rather it's your ground beef, ground pork, or if you're having an issue with breaking up something. You want to take this potato masher and then just mash into the pan. And as you can see, it'll break it up. It'll break it up for you. There you have it, it's broken up. So I'm gonna let this cook a little bit longer so it can get a little browner. I'll transfer that to here, and then I'll go ahead and start with the ground beef. So I'll be right back with you guys. Okay, so I am back again. I'm gonna turn the heat down just a little bit. The ground pork is about done. Because I still want to keep the same flavors. I just want to kind of intensify the flavors with the ground beef. So I'm not going to wash anything out. I'm just going to continue to cook. The same exact pot here. For some reason, I'm all beat up today. My wrist. Barely hold anything. I'm going to turn the heat back up to a medium high heat. My wrist is even killing me for some reason. I don't know what I did last night. You want to break it up as much as you can before the cooking process, and again, no worries. Potato masher will do it for you. So I'm going to season this with garlic powder. Powder. You can never really use too much onion or garlic powder. It really doesn't do much. The only seasoning you have to worry about is anything that has salt content. We're going to use a little bit of Maggi Pollo. We're going to use some sazon. And lastly, mustard. Believe it or not, mustard gives it a really, really good flavor. And of course, you know, I have to use parsley. And a little bit of paprika. Go ahead and give this a nice mix. Excuse the mess. I'm trying to stir it as best as I can with my hand. Try to clean as I go. So we're gonna let this go until it gets nice and brown. Once it gets brown, I'll come back to you guys. I'll put everything together and then we'll go ahead and start the mixture for the gravy sauce that's also going to be with the meat. In the meantime, I have the water boiling over here for the mashed potatoes. So I will be right back with you guys. Excuse me, guys. I'm back. So the ground beef is basically done. The last thing you want to do is have yourself or any guest that you may be cooking for to digest all of the grease that releases from the ground beef. You don't want to digest any of that grease. So I'm going to take this out and strain this. And while this is straining and draining in the colander, I'm going to show you guys how to start the sauce. So here's my colander. Give me 1 second, let me get this over to the colander. Up before you start a grease fire. And again, I'm not washing the pot. I'm going to leave everything in there, and again, just to intensify the flavor. So here's where the love happens. So we're going to take our onions, green pepper, green bell pepper, red bell peppers. Have this on a low heat, and we're going to put it back on a medium high. This is coming back up to a sizzle. And here we're going to do the McCormick herb gravy mix for beef. this is what we're going to use to create our gravy for, or our sauce rather, for the shepherd's pie. As you can see, corn is going to go in as well, but I'll put that more towards the end. Here is some chicken broth. It's about a cup and a half. Again, this is about a cup and a half. I'm going to add a little bit more, only because once we add the meat back in there, it's going to kind of absorb most of the sauce. I would say this is about 2 cups and a half of the beef broth. So I'm going to go ahead and let this go so that it could get to the consistency that I'm looking for. And I will be right back with you guys. Okay, you guys, I am back. So I gave the broth a quick taste to make sure that the seasoning is to my liking. What I'm going to go ahead and do right here, I made a cornstarch slurry, which is going to be a thickening agent for the sauce. And then once I pour this in, I'll go ahead and put the meat back inside of the gravy. And you want to make sure you stir as you're pouring the cornstarch slurry into your sauce. Everything well incorporated. Now we're going to go in with the corn. And keep in mind, it still has to go in the oven, so I'm actually going to add broccoli as well, but I will do the broccoli at the as I'm assembling it together to go inside of the oven, inside of the pan. At that point, I'll add the broccoli. Looks like it only needed 1 corn. I'll go ahead and add the ground pork. as I mentioned before, the meat absorbs most of the sauce. So I want to let this simmer for a little while I do the mashed potatoes. But I'm going to add the rest of the broth. So basically I am using the entire 32 ounce of beef broth. Just one last mix. Go ahead and cover this, let this simmer for a little bit on low while I do the mashed potatoes. So I will be right back with you guys. So sorry you guys, I thought you guys was here. I forgot to cut the camera on, but I'm actually in the middle of doing the mashed potatoes. And again, these were instant mashed potatoes, so you want them to be, you don't want creamy mashed potatoes when you're doing a shepherd's pie. You want them to be more so stiff. So that way you don't have a runny shepherd's pie. So here is the mashed potatoes. And remember again, this is also going in the oven. So I already have my oven preheating on 350 degrees. Just gonna add a little butter to here. It's about 4 tablespoons. The sauce is still simmering on low, as you can see. So I'm not going to touch that. I'm just going to let the butter melt a little. And this is kind of the consistency I'm looking for, because again, I don't want a runny shepherd's pie. Okay, so while we have that going, I am going to go ahead and cut the broccoli off camera. And hopefully by the time I come back, we'll go ahead and assemble the shepherd's pie together. Be right back. Okay, you guys, I am back. It is time to assemble the shepherd's pie. And I literally almost just dropped it just now because my hand is so weak. So I went ahead and took a little bit of the mash just to coat the bottom. Usually I would do 3 layers, but I'm just gonna do 2. So the first layer, I usually do the mashed potatoes. And again, I try to make sure that it's thick enough so that the juice doesn't soak into the bottom of the pan. Now I'm going to add the broccoli because I'm going to put the meat mixture on top of the broccoli. But before we add that, I'm going to layer it with some cheese as well. So here I'm going to do the triple cheddar. And again, if you decide to try this, feel free to put it in whatever order you would like. This is just my preference. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the meat mixture. Here. And I want to make sure I get all of that good flavor out of here. Spread this. As you can see, the sauce is still a tad bit thick. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Oh yeah. We're definitely cooking over here. Okay. Now we're going to add the last of the mashed potatoes. I want to show you something when I do this on why it needs to be a thicker consistency. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Add my this off. But this is what you're wanting to do. You want to spread the mashed potatoes out. This is what you don't want to happen. So I may have pressed that one a little bit too hard. But you kind of just want to smooth it out. It's okay to mess up a little, no biggie. I want to smooth it out as much as possible. Baby out as much as possible. okay if you don't fully cover the top. Okay, and I also want to make sure we get uh-oh. Now we're going to take our sharp cheddar cheese. Here we have sharp cheddar. I want to cover this. No worries, I have another one. Give me a second, let me wash my hands really quick. Now the cheese is optional. You don't have to cover it with cheese if you don't want. Take our foil. You want to make sure you don't smash the foil on top, if not it'll pull up the cheese. So we're going to give it just pat the inside so it can sit up like this. And we are going to get this in the oven. So once this is done in the oven, I'm going to go ahead and do dishes while this is in the oven, and I'll be right back with you guys. Okay, you guys, I am back with the finishing product. I almost forgot to cut the camera on. I thought I had it on already. Here you have it, the shepherd's pies here. So if you guys can see the inside. Maybe I could bring it a little bit closer if my hand doesn't hurt. Still has the juice, a little bit of juice, broccoli. But for the most part, see it's still kind of stiff. If you move it a little. That pan you guys down. This here is the finishing product. Shepherd's pie, my way, cooking with Ken. Make sure you guys try this. Also, give this video a thumbs up if you like it, give it a thumbs down if you don't. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, share with the family of a family. Until next time, I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.